So if you'll direct your attention to the screen, the first thing that I will talk about is what were the goals that led us into Project Schoolhouse. Well, first of all, we needed to increase our financial efficiency. Everybody knows that our budget last year was cut by $20 million. We've already been cut $1.3 million this year, while the legislature is debating up to a 4% cut, maybe even more, faced with another $6 million. But
the recommendation to move Grimes into the Nimitz building allows our students to remain in the program as well as being able to offer this level of education to additional students. This recommendation is bittersweet because we understand that there are many students, families, and staff throughout the district that did not receive the news they were hoping for. The Grimes family also recognizes that while we may be experiencing similar feelings should this recommendation not be approved in relation to Grimes.
But I recognize that you now have recognized the problem, and you're no longer willing to kick the can down the road. The courage that you are showing, that you have exemplified, my good friend, Dr. Keith Ballard, was a good example to us of what it takes. And I acknowledge you, my friend, and thank you for what you've given us as a good example.
I am here as a teacher to represent those students, to represent their families, to represent my staff, and the whole Phillips community. I'm not here to argue that change does not need to happen, but I do keep asking, as well as my staff in the neighborhood, why is Phillips on the list to be closed? Well, I went to the TPS website and clicked on the frequently asked questions and came up with this question that says, how will Project Schoolhouse evaluate schools? And it has a list of criteria. So I'm going through the criteria and I'm looking at Phillips and seeing how we fit. So why, I guess I'm asking you is when you hear this, ask yourselves, why? Why is Phillips on the list?
My shot came from, as Dr. Ballard said in his own words, one of the goals of Project Schoolhouse was that there be equity educational opportunities for everyone throughout the district. What shocked me was the fact that the neighborhood that Roosevelt School serves was not provided the same equity, the same fairness that other neighborhoods were given to provide input, to be able to have feedback into the process, to be able to put forth alternative plans, to be able to fight for their school, their neighborhoods, the parents, the teachers, the staff, the concerned citizens. That's where my outrage came from.
And another thing that I guess is a heartfelt, this is where it's touched me and this is my biggest point, is a lot of the kids from Normandy, they don't have a lot of stability. And when you're taking this away from them and dispersing them out to different areas, where does that leave them? How are they going to get to school? A lot of these parents do not have transportation. Luckily, I moved into this area as an ex-military wife to put my kids back into Tulsa Public Schools, this particular school. I bought into this neighborhood so my child could go to a smaller school, and he has excelled beyond. Why are you closing Wake Phillips? We have not gotten an answer back on that. And that is my question. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next is, we would like for the world to be a certain way that oftentimes it is not. And people have already spoken to, and I don't need to spend any time on just the fact set that we face in terms of funding. And I think the outcome, and I won't speak to any one particular situation or school, but I think the outcome we should all have a vested interest in is the excellence of Tulsa Public Schools. At the end of the day, that should be where we stick our flag, and we should say we all have a vested interest for our kids and for our grandbabies, for Tulsa Public Schools to be as top in all categories of excellence that it can be.